Okay, Marketing 1, an introduction to marketing, and in this section we're going to be covering what is marketing. So we need to ask ourselves that question initially, what is marketing? So what does marketing mean to you? Have you ever thought of what marketing might mean? I'm sure many of you think it's lying or persuading or telling people what they must buy or selling. So in general, many people think it means selling. Selling people products that they usually don't want. Right? Just like this lady's selling. Well, she's not selling products that people don't want, but this is just a good example. In fact, she's at a market, which is where the word marketing comes from. And she's selling her products and people can come and purchase. So she's selling products, and often people think that is what marketing is, and of course that is also part of marketing. Still others also think it means advertising. Alright, so there you go, some big brands that are advertising using big screens in the center of a city, Coca-Cola, Samsung, and sure, that's also part of marketing. So marketing includes these things as well as others, like for example making products available in a shop, like over there, and putting their prices next to them with the packaging, and also arranging displays, like we have over there in the front of a store, and so forth. So let's look at marketing in a bit more detail. Marketing has two facets or two sides. Number one, it is a philosophy. Now, what is a philosophy? Well, it's a way of thinking. Okay? So it's a way of thinking. It's also an attitude. And there's a nice image of an attitude. A positive attitude changes everything. So it's a way of approaching life. It's an attitude. It's a disposition. It's a choice. It's a way of looking at the world. You can either have a positive look on the world or a negative look on the world, right? And that means an attitude. You can either have a positive attitude or a negative attitude as a person, but marketing is also a type of attitude, a way of looking at business. It's also a perspective. And there we go. Perspective is the view that you have, the side which you view something from. As you can see, that man, he's viewing on the left hand side, he's viewing something from the front, and the next one he's got a rounder perspective, or at the first one, sorry, he's got a flat perspective, then he's got a more 2D perspective in the second one, and the last one he has a 3-dimensional perspective. So it's a perspective. And also it's a management orientation, right? So it's a way, it's an approach to management. It's a way that managers will orient themselves, the way they will turn themselves. Okay, so direction, it's got to do with the direction in which management will go. That's what orientation means. It's the direction in which they look. So marketing is also a direction in which management looks and goes. And what does this all stress? All of these things. It's a philosophy, attitude, perspective, and a management orientation that focuses on stresses the following thing. Customer satisfaction. It focuses on that. It upholds that. It declares that. It moves in that direction. It has that perspective in mind. It has that attitude. It has that goal. Customer satisfaction. Okay? Here we got some satisfied customers. So, marketing is also a set of activities, things that we do, a program we develop, even a to-do list, a few steps that we follow. And it's steps that we follow that we use to implement the philosophy, to implement the direction, to implement the attitude, to implement the management orientation, to make it practical on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so here we have the American Marketing Association's definition of marketing. Okay, so marketing is the activity. It's the set of institutions. Institutions are things like habits or traditions that are followed, as well as processes for creating, so developing something new, communicating, delivering, getting it into the hands of, and then also exchanging. So getting something from consumers and giving them something, and we exchange offerings, and it's usually products, okay, that are at the center of those offerings, that have value for customers. That must have a benefit to them in some way. And not only to customers, but also to clients, partners, and society at large. So that's the Marketing Association of America's definition of marketing. Okay, so what does marketing mean? Well, it's anticipating. Now, anticipating is knowing what customers need before they do. It's thinking about the future, thinking about what needs they might have. That's what the word anticipate means. It's also satisfying. Okay? Making sure that customers are satisfied. Like once you've eaten a nice meal, you are satisfied. You're not hungry anymore. You don't feel that sense of, deprivation. I need something, right? You're satisfied. You're at peace. You're calm. You're at rest. Okay, so that's what we want customers to feel. We want them to feel at peace, at calm, at rest when they get the things that they need. But we first need to anticipate what they need. Okay, we satisfy what their needs. There we go, consumer needs. As you can see, there's a shopping list there. Those are some of the needs that we have. We usually write them down. I need to get this, and so forth. So all consumers have needs, and they have multiple types of needs. And how do we do this? By means of mutually beneficial exchange relationships. What does that mean? Mutually beneficial. It's beneficial for the customer or the consumer as well as for the organization. And it's an exchange relationship, which means that the consumer gives something and the organization gives something. So it's like a win-win relationship. Okay, and there's a good picture. Right, so that guy's giving the money and the other one's giving the light bulb, and both are happy. And doing so profitably. In other words, we're making money. Okay, we're not just doing this because it's fun. We're doing it so that we can earn profits, and we're doing it in a way that is more efficient than competitors. We want to do it better than our competitors. Otherwise, there's no point in doing it. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're always doing things better than our competitors. Okay, so the lady on the right there, she's not very efficient. You can see she's in a bit of a spin. And the lady on the left is very efficient. She's doing multiple things at the same time. Okay? And we want to be like the lady on the left. Very efficient. More so than the competitor on the right. And the way we do this is by putting in efficient managerial processes. Okay? So we plan, we put in systems to make sure that marketing works effectively on a day-to-day basis. Okay, and there's just an example of a simple system. Input, output, budget, control. Okay, so what is the primary goal of marketing? Ta-da! As I said before, number one on the list is customer satisfaction. Very important. Okay, it's the key thing that we focus on. Without satisfying customers' needs, no firm can survive in the long term. It is the bread and butter of business, is satisfying customers' needs.